Alright, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So we're finally getting started on the Evo 10. We're gonna go ahead and begin the process of taking the motor out of the car, both the motor and the transmission. And I won't go too deep into the draining part of the engine and the transmission because I went over the transmission fluid in another video. I will link that one in this one. But the goal is to get this out probably within the next couple days. Could I do it in a single day? Probably, but I'm gonna stretch it out. I'm not gonna stretch out the video. I'm gonna put it all in this video. So I'm gonna remove some of the things on the top of the engine, like the intercooler piping, the shift linkage, the intake, several of those things I'm gonna go ahead and move out of the way now. And from there, I'm gonna go underneath the car, drain the fluids, remove the axles. And yeah, slowly but surely, I'm gonna go ahead and get this pulled out of the car. So I'm excited because I really can't wait to get this car back up on the road. It's been long enough. The order has been placed for the short block, all new like timing components, new oil pump, all those things are gonna be brand new. New gaskets, everything. So once that comes in, I have the engine stand over there. It's actually taken apart. We'll go ahead and get the motor on the stand and get it assembled. I do still have to figure out whether or not this head is okay, because if it's not, I will have to get a replacement head. But yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get started.
I like that Civic he got.
It's a piece of metal from my block.
Yeah. It's comforting.
Okay, so a lot of progress has been made. The motor is getting pretty close to being ready to come out of the car. First, big shout out to Cam for coming through. I appreciate you lending a hand. So he helped me knock out a few things as well. I'm taking my time, not in a huge rush to get it done, simply because the parts, the short block, the motor, nothing is here yet. So not in a huge rush to get it finished up, but at the same time, I actually want to get it done so that way when it does come, I can put it together and get the car back on the road. So as you can see, the main engine, the harness has been disconnected from the ECU and from the body, so that's good to go. All the fluids have been drained, all the necessary fluids, I should say. So engine oil, transmission, transfer case, radiator, all that stuff has been drained. Disconnected the lower intercooler piping. Still need to go ahead and remove the upper and lower transfer case bolts. Need to do that. Hi, Jordy.
Hey, guys.
I still need to do that. I still need to disconnect the motor mounts and the tranny mount. And I think at that point I should be good to go. I actually need to remove the hood as well. Hood has to come off to pull the motor out. I've also considered taking off the front core support. to make it a little easier to remove the motor. I don't know that that's necessary, but kind of want to do that. I guess we'll see how things go. But slowly but surely, things are coming together, or actually coming apart, so that way I can pull the motor out of the car. Oh yeah, exhaust has been disconnected also, so. All right, so engine and trans are finally out of the car. So a couple things to note: disconnected both the power steering pump and the AC compressor from the motor prior to pulling it out of the car. That way I don't have to worry about recharging or bleeding either one of those systems. Now, for those that don't follow me on Instagram, I'll give you guys a quick glimpse of what exactly happened to the block. The hole in the block that happened during the tune. Right there next to the starter. Sucks, but at the end of the day, I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. So we're getting a new block. Still haven't received it yet, but soon enough it should be here, and I'm really excited for that. Once it gets here, I'll give you guys a full breakdown on what all is included with the block, what all is done to the block. It's brand new, ordered it from MA Performance. So that's pretty much gonna go ahead and end today's video. Next video, I will be disassembling the motor itself. I'll have to remove the head, because if the head's good, I'm gonna go ahead and still use that. All the sensors and all the electronics should be still good, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove those. I will still be sticking with the MHI 18K for now. I do want to get bigger injectors though, so I can squeeze a little more power out of the MHI, but we'll see how that goes. But yep, that's pretty much gonna go ahead and end today's video. Subscribe if you haven't already, and turn those notifications on so you get notified when I get those new videos uploaded. I appreciate everyone that came through. So shout out to Kim, shout out to Roy, shout out to the wife, because she's the biggest supporter. I really appreciate you for that, and I will see you guys in the next video.